Republican, I'm a Reagan conservative, I'm a Thompson conservative.
A little intellectual elite in a far distant capital.
Don't make citizens prosperous by making Washington richer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take pride in presenting
American Original Fred Thompson.
The Fred Thompson Show continues. Our number is 877-973-7338. You can email comments to Fred at thefredthompsonshow.com. Coming up later in the hour, Congressman Steve King of Iowa is going to join us, talk about the impact Obamacare is having on this election. We're also going to talk about what we can expect in next week's voting. These fraud allegations continue to pour in. We're kicking off this hour with very special guests. Joining us is Luis Fortuño, the 9th elected governor of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. From 2005 2009, he represented Puerto Rico in the House of Representatives, served as chair of the Congressional Hispanic Conference. And as governor, he's unveiled a plan to cut taxes and kickstart the economy of Puerto Rico. Governor, welcome to the Fred Thompson Show.
Well, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you, Senator.
Thank you. It's my pleasure indeed. You know, this is kind of fortuitous, us talking today, because I was talking about you and what you were doing yesterday on this show. And because there was a little piece in the newspaper that I'd picked up on, and I said, my goodness, there's someone in the international community who understands economics, and I was very delighted to see what you're doing there. In the first place, let's back up just a little bit. How long have you been governor now?
I've been governor for 22 months. Actually, I came in facing the largest state budget deficit in the country, proportionally speaking. It was 46% of our budget was a deficit, believe it or not. Ever since then, I've cut government spending by 20%, and we're going to be balancing our budget before I end my first term. In the meantime, we have done a number of things as well to continue control of our expenditures, because I am convinced that we cannot simply be raising taxes on people. We must make sure that they can use that money much better than the government can. So actually, among many other things, we cut professional service contracts. We froze salaries of government employees. Actually, we had a voluntary and mandatory reduction in government workers, actually a significant one. And now I just unveiled a plan to cut taxes.
Well, that's mainly what I want to talk to you about. But you've been you're the first Republican governor elected there in 40 years, as exactly. I understand. Is that correct?
That's
true. And you already have a major reduction in government payroll. You've cut spending, and you were facing. I mean, your credit rating was lower than California's, as I understand it, when you took office.
Well, let me tell you something. As governor-elect, I had to fly up to New York and meet with the rating agencies because they were going to downgrade us to junk status before I was sworn in. And they gave me 6 months, and I started, doing what I'm supposed to do as governor, as the main executive here. And actually, one of the rating agencies already increased Puerto Rico's bond ratings by 3 notches, which is, really it's historic in our case, certainly, and actually one of only 2 states whose rating went up by 3 notches when Moody's recalibrated ratings for all states and territories.
And part of that had to do with the fact that you've cut government spending substantially already since you've been in. Well, as I look at Europe and I look at the United Kingdom, I see where some good things are happening on the spending side of the ledger, but they seem to think that simultaneous with that they need to raise taxes. You've taken the opposite position. You're cutting spending, but you're also cutting taxes.
Well, let me tell you something. I believe that the only way to jumpstart the economy is to lower taxes across the board to corporations and individuals as well. And that's exactly what I proposed earlier this week. I am filing legislation at the state legislature here. In terms of corporations, we're lowering the top corporate rate, which was actually 41%, believe it or not, down to 30% come January 1st. And on the individual side, it will be a sliding scale. It will drop by 25% this coming year, and then in the next 5 years, it will continue to be reduced as we also eliminate the alternative minimum tax. But halfway through our tax reform, I have included in our legislation a fiscal responsibility mechanism whereby the next phases will kick in of our tax reform will only kick in contingent upon the government meeting targeted goals in 3 areas: containing expenses, raising the adequate revenue, and sustaining economic growth. So if we cannot balance our budget, we will not be able to cut taxes any further halfway through this. It's a program that runs 2011 through 2016. Starting in 2014, we must be able to continue to balance our budget. Otherwise, we will not have subsequent tax cuts. That means that the taxpayers will be the guardians against the government of any runaway spending by the government.
Exactly. Well, you obviously, that's an important safeguard, but you obviously are counting on adequate revenue coming in for governmental purposes. What is your underlying economic philosophy there that causes you to believe that lower tax rates will allow you to have adequate revenue?
Well, let me tell you, by lowering taxes, people will be enthusiastic about working harder and longer. They will be keeping more of their hard-earned money. At the same time, we have a comprehensive energy strategy by which we'll be lowering the next 24 months the high energy costs that we suffer in Puerto Rico by both going towards natural gas and some renewables. That will save all of us about $1 billion in power bills a year starting in 2012. Additionally, we have approved the most advanced public-private partnership legislation in the country, and we are encouraging private investment to bring efficiencies to school construction and management, roads and highways, airports, water, energy projects. This is a concept that it has been widely used in Europe and other parts of the world, but for some reason in America we don't use it that often. We are using this mechanism to bring in private capital for the development and maintenance of infrastructure that is so badly needed in America, and in this case in the territory of Puerto Rico.
How much of this is a departure from the way Puerto Rico has been governed in the past?
It's like day and night. In the past, my predecessor believed that the government knew better than all of us how to handle our own money. I believe it's the opposite. I believe that the people at the individual and corporate level can handle their own money much better. Secondly, I believe that the private sector, especially private investment, can be a tremendous tool for the development and maintenance of infrastructure to be used by the people, that it could be built much quicker. The private sector has the capital that the government lacks right now, and it's a quick way of fixing our infrastructure needs. And if you drive around America, we're not unique to the rest of the country. Our roads and bridges and airports need a lot of to be fixed, and there's an easy way of doing it.
Exactly. Well, listen, thank you so much for being with us today. Congratulations on your insight and your foresight for Puerto Rico. It's exciting, and there'll be an awful lot of people looking at your success and determining what they do. And I hope many of them are in the United States here in Washington. Governor Luis Fortuño, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll be back with you in a moment.
Your radio sounds like common sense. The Fred Thompson